It's good to have you there. This is the Anglican Cable Network Nigeria ACNN television. You are on to the news on the hour. I am Folusho Taiwo. You're welcome. The People's Democratic Party PDP has said it is yet to take the decision whether or not to participate in the forthcoming 2019 general elections. The chairman of the party, Uche Secondus, stated this when he received a joint international election observation mission fielded by two main American international civil agencies, the National Democratic Institute and the International Republican Institute at the party headquarters in Abuja. He stated that the party is no longer confident in INEC or in the security agencies, claiming that the party contested against the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC and the security agencies, not the All Progressive Congress APC. He stated that the party is consulting with its relevant organs in the review of Ekiti election to reconsider their position on 2019 general elections. According to Secondus, a situation where bodies that should be neutral in contest are brazenly helping to manipulate the process in favor of one party is antithetical to democracy and is a dangerous signal.
It is not because we are a party we must oppose. No. There are basic fundamental issues that needed to be addressed so that confidence can be restored. If not, we are yet to take that decision whether we participate or not, because we no longer have confidence on INEC, neither our own security.
We are every day, people are being killed across the country. The people are living in fear. And so, the issue of security is a huge challenge here in Nigeria. There's bloodletting everywhere. And I'm quite sure that if this situation is not being induced by the federal government,
so they will just cuddle such areas off and then they come out with figures.
The Bishop of the Diocese of Aguata, Anglican Communion, His Lordship, the Right Reverend Dr. Samuel Esiofo, has said that Nigeria had never in our history and existence been divided along regional, ethnic and political lines as in the current administration. He also said President Muhammadu Buhari's age and health had been serious barriers to his efficient performance as President of Nigeria and therefore is unfit for a second tenure and should drop his second term bid. The Right Reverend Dr. Samuel Esiofo said this in his presidential charge at the first session of the Fifth Synod with the theme Jesus Christ, the Foundation and the Chief Cornerstone. The bishop lamented that the current administration series of complaints and numerous blame game, continuous vendetta and shower of every wrongdoings against the administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan makes President Buhari unfit for the job. Right Reverend Dr. Esiofo further stated that for the country to have stable and enduring democracy, they must elect a president that can lead and coordinate Nigeria as a whole and his office detached from religious bigotry and become responsible and responsive. The former chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC, Atahiru Jega, has said that politicians are more interested in winning elections than in governance. He said rather than settling down to plan how to govern, politicians in Nigeria and some African countries they are only prepared on how to grab power. The ex-INEC boss spoke at a lecture titled Democracy and the Challenges of the Nation Building in Africa for participants of the Executive Intelligence Management course at the Institute for Security Studies, Abuja. According to Professor Atahiru Jega, in most African countries, especially in Nigeria, many politicians spend a lot of time trying to win an election and very little time comparatively in preparing for what they will do when they come into office. He stressed that such attitude was not good for the country and its people, and urged citizens of African countries to pay attention to leadership selection as they seek to deepen the democracy on the African continent. The presidency has come down hard on some leaders who recently faulted the way President Muhammadu Buhari is handling the nation's security challenges, describing them as selfish leaders. Leaders of some sociocultural organizations led by Northern Elders Forum had issued a communique accusing Buhari's administration of incompetence in handling the security situation in the country. But the presidency, in a statement by the Senior Special Assistant to the President of Media and Publicity, Garba Shehu, said it considered the communique as the shedding of crocodile tears by selfish leaders. Shehu claimed that the leaders felt alienated after a transparent and accountable system has halted their disproportionate survival on resources of the state. He therefore urged Nigerians to ignore what he described as the unholy alliance by the groups. The Speaker of the Imo State House of Assembly, Acho Ihim, has dispelled insinuations that the Assembly will pass a grazing bill. The Speaker, in a statement by his Chief Press Secretary Marcel Ekwezuo, said the proposed grazing bill is already dead even before its arrival. According to him, the proposed grazing bill was the same old and publicly perceived odious, detestable, and obnoxious bill introduced at the National Assembly, which last year gendered a public outcry everywhere in the country. He assured the citizens to go about their normal business without let or fear. Ihim described the bill as a wicked proposal against the people, which no single honorable member may even want it mentioned. Meanwhile, a social crusader and founder of Safe Imo, Erenulo Ebubiago, has urged Governor Rochas Okorocha and the legislature to discard the contentious proposal. The National Economic Council (NEC) has approved some coordinated efforts to curb incessant killings in Nigeria, flooding in the country, and also reviewed a presentation of prison decongestion, among other issues. Some state governors made this call when the National Economic Council met in the State House, Abuja, and presided over by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. Governor Willie Obiano of Anambra State told reporters after the meeting that there is a growing concern in the council and elsewhere over the killings, and urged security agencies to take more drastic action to halt the bloodshed. He also stated that the council has approved a project cost-sharing formula of 30% each by the federal and state governments, while the Presidential Committee on Flood Relief and Rehabilitation will pay 40% on identified projects.
I was properly informed that even that amount has not been expended as we speak. there's a growing concern, including at the council and elsewhere, that that issue of killing must stop, and I believe that all the appropriate agencies are aware that that concern is growing, and I'm confident that they will listen to the pleas of people and do something more drastic than has been done so far. Council also approved a project cost sharing ratio of federal government 30%, state government 30%, presidential committee on flood 40% on identified projects.
Meanwhile, Bauchi State Governor Mohammed Abubakar, who also addressed reporters after the meeting, said the federal government has directed the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami to fast-track the decongestion of prisons and set up a stakeholders committee to the effect to help decongest the prisons.
We have a total of 2,359 condemned convicts nationwide. And the threat they present to the prison system is very, very clear. The federal government directed the Federal Ministry of Justice to fast-track the decongestion of prison.
We shall now go on a short commercial break. We shall be back. Please stay with us.
Day and night, we are on the road, following all the stories. And it takes a lot to earn your trust, to give you the coverage of always trusted, because no one has more experience to tell your story, to keep you informed.
Channels Television News at 10, showing on Anglican Cable Network Nigeria, starting from August.
You are welcome back, and thanks for staying tuned. For more on our top stories, please visit our website at ACNNTV.com or youtube.com/ACNNTV. To be up to date with our news and other programs, download the ACNN app for Android from Google Play Store. And now to some foreign news. A former Nigerian Minister of Finance, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, has been appointed into the board of social media giant Twitter Incorporated. Mrs. Okonjo-Iweala, who served in the administration of former President Goodluck Jonathan, was appointed alongside Robert Zuelik as new independent directors with immediate effect. According to the executive chairman of Twitter, Omid Kodestani, Mrs. Okonjo-Iweala will be an incredible asset for the company as it strives towards transparency in its global operations. In her response, Mrs. Okonjo-Iweala acknowledged that she is thrilled by the appointment while assuring Twitter of maximizing its influence for the good of the global society. The former minister expressed words of appreciation to the company for the appointment. Archbishop Winston Alapua, who is one of the three primates of the Anglican Church of Aotearoa, New Zealand and Polynesia, has called on Christians to embark on courageous mission in the world troubled and laden with love of power and greed, where the humble people are crushed and displaced, and where there is violence and injustice. He explained that in a troubled world, John the Baptist was focused, fearless, and courageously pointed to Jesus Christ. Most Reverend Alapwa made this call during his sermon at the Holy Trinity Cathedral, Suva, in the Republic of Fiji, as part of a farewell tour leading to his retirement on 31st of August. The Archbishop also called on Christians to work together to share the good news of the love of God and address those things which are hurting and destroying people, citing that in troubled context, the disciples of Jesus partnered in the gospel. Most Reverend Alapua, who is 73 years old, has served the province in the Diocese of Polynesia for 52 years. His sermon in Suva was the first of 7 events taking place in each of the archdeaconries across the diocese ahead of his retirement. And so that's it on this edition of the News on the Hour. We want to thank you, and thank you profusely for watching. I am Fulusho Taiwo. Please mend it. Don't end it in a hurry. God bless you.